Hey guys, Marsengan here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we got the data download on both versions of the game with all of the stuff that is going to be coming out this week with the official beginning of part 2 of the Dokkan Fest Baby celebration. We are getting the part 2 LR, Possessed Super Saiyan, Gohan and Goten. I did the breakdown on their info yesterday, and then of course we are getting a bunch of other stuff. A bunch of awakenings. We're getting a Super EZA for the AGL Majin Vegeta. That was actually revealed yesterday, funnily enough, right after I recorded and put up the Part 2 LR video. But I literally finished recording that video and then went out for the day. So we will go over his details very quickly in this video, as well as the awakenings for the Possessed Hybrid Saiyan free-to-play characters. Again, we found out about that yesterday. We'll go over their details. There's also the World Tournament details in here for the new LR Chi-Chi and the Hellfire 17 and Umbrella Goku EZAs, but I'm going to cover those in a separate video, which I'll probably put out tomorrow, just talking about the World Tournament in general, because of course that starts on Friday. So we're going to go through everything that was in the data download, check out the upcoming missions, and then have a look at the Majin Vegeta and the free-to-play Hybrid Saiyan guys here. So shout out to Proton, as always, for compiling all the info into a handy thread. And yeah, let's go ahead and go through. So you can see all the stuff there in the files. This is the global one. Now, actually, interestingly enough, this is the JP one. The global one been posted? Yeah, there we go. So I was going to say, the one noticeable difference is that the global one should pretty much always have a ticket for summoning, purchasable ticket for summoning on the banner. So obviously there's a promo movie, as there always is, with clips of the animations for the Part 2 LR. We've got the art here. The SSR and TUR arts are actually pretty cool for these guys. And then yeah, the LR LR Super Saiyan Possessed GT Gohan and Super Saiyan Possessed GT Goten. Definitely an interesting one. We speculated about this kind of unit coming out as part of a baby celebration for years, just as much as we've speculated about Baby finally getting a Dokkan Fest. So it's cool to see these guys actually finally getting a unit, especially with the banner unit was Trunks, the Part 2 LR is Gohan and Goten, although of course Trunks is in base, and then of course we have the free-to-play Super Saiyan guys who are getting their awakenings, and they actually all seem pretty good. And then we've got Chi-Chi for the World Tournament LR and the Umbrella Goku and Hellfire 17. This is probably going to be, as it always is, the first World Tournament with a new EZA. I'm going to be super sweaty because people will be trying to get #1 in the local so they can get 2 copies straight out of the gate. So that's going to be fun. I, of course, will be doing my World Tournament weekend subathon special event, as always. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. But in terms of the rest of the stuff that's actually coming out, I should have mentioned the time specifically, right? The Part 2 LR, they release tomorrow at 6 AM UK time. So it's kind of roughly the time that banners have been coming out recently. It's like an hour before the usual time for my early stream. And most of the other content is coming out at the same time. So we've got a new intensifying fight stage, and that releases at the same time as the banner. We've got the Majin Vegeta Super EZA, and that releases at the same time as the banner as well. We've also got the burst mode for Super 17. And again, that releases at the same time. So all of this stuff just coming out at the same time. Thursday morning for me, UK. Late Wednesday evening for some of you guys in the US. And then of course the World Tournament, which on global starts on Friday morning, 7:30 AM for me, and then doesn't end until the Monday morning just before 6 AM. So yeah, like I say, we'll be live all across the weekend for the World Tournament, and I will do a video going over the World Tournament stuff in more detail as well. Then of course the yellow coin LR for Part 2 has a pity thing, so this is going to be a 10 featured unit banner. I'll do a video later today that will go up for the summon or skip with my thoughts on who's going to be on the banner and all that kind of stuff. But there will be pity. So obviously if you do want the Part 2 LR and you are going to summon for them, you are guaranteed to get them after a certain number of summons. It's basically the equivalent of 1,000 stones, but you can obviously trade in extra SSRs that you get that you already have rainbowed to get extra coins. Every third summon is a guaranteed featured for the first, like, I think it's 21 summons. So you do just have a chance to get them on the third multi, potentially. I mean, obviously, you have a chance to get them on any multi, but increased chance for the third multi. And then, yeah, the premium tickets. So this is one of those big ones. So 30 tickets required to perform a multi-summon that allows you to recruit 30 characters. It doesn't say on here, but potentially that would be guaranteed featured as well. But then these are the ones where it's like the one-off, more expensive ticket pack that usually costs like $40 or something. And you do normally get some pity coins with it as well. But yeah, this one, obviously, if you're a spender, worth getting. Then you've got the idle animation for the Gohan and Goten. It's obviously nothing like super crazy, but yeah, it's pretty decent. It's like they look at each other and then kind of look out towards the enemy and take their stance and have the aura. It's pretty good. And then yeah, we've got scripted assets of some of the free-to-play characters. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff dropping. It's typical Dokkan style that loads of stuff is coming out and it's basically all dropping tomorrow, which is Thursday, and then we go into the World Tournament, which will take us all the way up to Monday. And then of course then going into that next week, so the week starting the 20th of October, not sure if anything is going to be going on that week, at least for the first few days. But there's a ton of stuff coming out tomorrow. World Tournament for the weekend, for those of you who do partake. Hopefully I'll see you guys over the course of the weekend for the stream. But yeah, let's take a look at... So we've got the upcoming missions that we can see here on Dokkan Info. So just the general Part 2 missions. Clear stages under any condition. So obviously we've got Extreme Int, because they're normally based around the new unit that's coming out. So using an Extreme Int character, using Corroded Body and Mind characters, using a Terrifying Conqueror's character. I mean, the thing is, you can use the free-to-play, like, Baby Possessed Trunks to get the Int and the Corroded Body and Mind. I think they're on Terrifying Conquerors as well. We're going to take a look at their details here in a moment anyway. Then we have the missions for the Majin Vegeta Super EZA. So using 3 Extreme Z Awakened characters, using at least 4 Pure Saiyans. Pure Saiyan, like, this should be super easy. A whole team of like LR Pure Saiyan, like, this is going to be very easy. And then win within 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Obviously doing all of these gives you 15 medals, which means you only have to do 5 runs of the stage in total, as long as you get all of these missions done. And that gives you all the medals that you need to Super EZA Majin Vegeta. Then we got a new stage for intensifying fights. So this is the one where you can fight a different enemy based on what you do in phase 1 or 2, depending on how many phases there are. So beating the stage is a mission. Fighting Super Baby 1 is one of the missions. So he'll be the special enemy that you have to meet a condition in order to fight. Otherwise you'll fight somebody else. And then clear stage 10 with 6 Corroded Body and Mind characters on the team. Friend doesn't count, so you can use any friend if that helps make things a little bit easier. A lot of the time you can do that sort of thing, like, you know, a lot of Corroded Body and Mind characters can fit on Omega's lead, so then you could just run an Omega friend. But yeah, I mean, the Intensifying Fights event usually isn't super difficult, so even with an older Corroded Body and Mind team with like physical Rose and like the clones and stuff like that, like, this should be pretty easy. And then of course there's the 2 GT story events that got revamped. They just added missions for getting the free-to-play characters up to SA10 and then awakening them. Same with this one for the Trunks, because there's 2 characters from this one and 1 from this one. There's also this random one on here, Tales of the Super Warriors Z Edition, which I'm sure this is just the stage where you get the free-to-play reversible exchange Trunks. So I don't think these are new missions. I'm not sure why this is in the tab, but the important ones are for awakening up the free-to-play characters and then doing the new events. So if we take a look at some of the new characters, so like I say, I didn't get a chance to go over the info for Majin Vegeta yesterday, so I haven't actually properly looked at what he does. So this should certainly be interesting. Now bear in mind, obviously leader skill and super attacks don't change. So 12 key is just mega colossal damage, rare chance to stun. 18 key is colossal damage to all enemies with a rare chance to stun. Obviously super EZAs, these don't change, so no defense on super, which is interesting. Although actually they're not... Oh, his Super EZA doesn't even show on Dokkan Info. When attacking with 12 or more key, attack 150%. Damn, what a great EZA. Pre-EZA, that doesn't even change. Maybe Dokkan Info is just being weird, because this is yeah, it's not allowing me to see his post Super EZA. I guess I could just get up the I guess I'll just have to get up the tweet from the Dokkan thing. I've not seen Dokkan Info do that before. I literally just, I should have checked it first, I guess, but I literally just opened the page and was like, right, okay, Majin Vegeta Super EZA, we'll take a look at that here in the video. Right, so let's, what am I doing? I need to try and get this tab over here. There we go. Alright, so now let's take a look at this then, shall we? So, Majin Vegeta, Key 6, attack and defense 250%. Chance of performing a crit and damage reduction 30%, okay. Randomly change key spheres of a certain type other than AGL to AGL. 3 or more superclass allies on the team, all allies 3 key and 80% defense. Okay, that's interesting. 3 or more extreme allies on the team, attack 150% when attacking, so he'll hit a lot harder on an extreme team. But on a superclass team, he's providing support, which is quite interesting. Key is 12 or more, 200% attack and chance to crit 20% when attacking, 150% defense and 20% damage reduction when receiving an attack. Okay, so as long as you've got 12 key, that means he has 50% damage reduction and like 400% defense. That's interesting. When key is 18 or more, 250% attack and chance to crit 20%. He gets a lot of attack. And then 150% defense and damage reduction 20% when receiving an attack. So that means he has like, what, 70% damage reduction when he gets hit, as well as like 550% defense. Interesting. And it's when receiving an attack. So he has 250% start of turn, and then he's going to receive 300% extra. So his defense is basically going to quadruple like what you see at the start of the turn when he takes a hit, and he'll have 70% damage reduction. That seems kind of crazy. And then when HP is 60% or less, he gets 200% extra attack and a guaranteed crit. And one time only, 12 key and an extra 600% attack when there's another Buu Saga ally in the same turn, a Buu Saga enemy, or there's an enemy or an ally whose name includes Bulma, Trunks, or Goku. Okay, so this was the thing about Majin Vegeta, right? They'd given him some really weird like restrictions with having to have like a Bulma on the team and a Kid Trunks on the team and all that kind of stuff, which wasn't really something that fit well with the teams that he was on. So now they've just kind of combined all of those things into the same thing, where it's Bulma, a Kid Trunks, or a Goku, or a Majin Buu Saga ally, or they could all be the enemy instead, and then he gets this buff. And it's only a one-time buff when you drop below 60% HP. So you might never see this anyway, but that's fine because I feel like the rest of his kit is still good. Like when HP is 60% or less, he's still getting extra attack and a guaranteed crit every time. But yeah, that 600% extra attack is pretty crazy. Trying to think who are some of the good, like, I guess apart from the 10-year Fusion Vegito, but like, in terms of like a really good Buu Saga ally that's like meta relevant, that you could throw him on that team and then boom. Like, not only is he going to be supporting, because if that's a superclass team with the Tech Vegito, Tech AGL Gogeta, like, this guy's giving all allies 3 key and 80% defense. Or on the extreme team, he's just getting even more attack. So he seems like he's actually really, really good. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing him in game and getting to try him out a little bit. I think that seems like a pretty solid Super EZA. So then if we go over and take a look at the Hybrid Saiyans, Possessed Hybrid Saiyans EZAs, I think they're, if we looked at it briefly on the stream earlier, their kits are basically the same with some minor tweaks. So Gohan is greatly raise attack for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, raise allies attack by 18% for 3 turns, self-excluded, which is pretty good for a super attack effect. Corroded body and mind or tech allies 3 key and 30% defense, attack 30% for allies whose name includes baby or possessed, so obviously that's all of that for those guys. Per corroded body and mind ally on the team, attack and defense 50%. When there's an ally whose name includes baby in the same turn, so then they're creating STR orbs for baby, they get an extra 100% attack and defense, 20% dodge and damage reduction, and guard. Then when attacking with 12 or more key, they get 200% attack and defense. As the 3rd attacker in the turn, or for 1 turn from the entry turn, additional super, high chance to dodge, corroded body and mind allies 10% defense, 20% defense and damage reduction rate 5% for allies whose name includes baby or possessed. So that means he's giving, what, 30? So in slot 3, he's giving 60% defense, as well as 5% damage reduction for allies who are baby, possessed, and like corroded body and mind. So all of the key units, as well as then also giving them 30% attack. And in slot 3, he's also got a 70% chance to dodge with 20% damage reduction, guard, and a guaranteed additional super if baby is on the rotation with him. So, I mean, for a free-to-play unit, aside from being limited, obviously the fact that he's just meant to be run with a baby, that seems really, really good. And then you've got Goten is basically the same, right? He raised, so Gohan greatly raises attack. Goten raises attack and defense, which is arguably slightly better. He still only gives allies ki, though. Doesn't give the defense there. But he gives ki 1, attack and defense 20% for allies whose name include baby or possess, so I guess that's fine. Same 50%, same creating orbs, extra buffs, 20% dodge and damage reduction and guard. So that part's the same for these guys. Same with the when attacking with 12 ki. And then as the third attacker, most of this is the same. Additional super, high chance to dodge. Corroded body and mind allies, attack and defense 10%. Attack and defense 20% and chance to dodge 5%. So Gohan gives some damage reduction and Goten gives some dodge for allies whose name include baby or possessed, whilst also giving them another 30%. So in total, he's giving them 50% attack and defense for corroded body and mind characters whose name include baby or possessed, as well as the 4 ki. So these guys seem really, really good for free-to-play units, right? They're not going to be going into the toughest events and tanking like boss super attacks or anything, but I mean, they've got 70% dodge in slot 3. This Trunks greatly raises defense, which is obviously good. He gives the allies gives the allies ki and defense, 30% attack as well, so this is similar to Gohan. All this is the same, additional super high chance to dodge, and then corroded body and mind allies attack 20%, attack 30%, and chance to crit 10% for allies whose name include baby or possessed. So his is that's like 80% attack for corroded body and mind allies whose name include baby or possessed if he's in slot 3. 80% attack, 30% defense, and a 10% crit chance. So man, imagine the term with the part 2 LR in slot 1, STR baby in slot 2, and then this guy in slot 3. That should be pretty fun. And yeah, they are on Terrifying Conquerors, yeah. So even if you don't get the part 2 LR, you can do all of these part 2 missions, wherever it was, these ones at the top. Yeah, you can do all of these part 2 missions just by using this free-to-play Trunks a bunch of times, basically. So that certainly seems pretty cool. They seem very good for free-to-play units. Majin Vegeta's Super EZA seems really good. All of this stuff is out tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What are you most looking forward to from the updates for tomorrow? Are you going to be summoning for the Part 2 LR? Like I say, I will drop a video later on today, the summon or skip video talking about that banner, my thoughts on the lineup and everything. So do check that out when it drops and let me know your thoughts over there as well. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.